Hey, I've got your energy stories for the last week of May 2023. And in the first one, an International Energy Agency review of existing and announced global manufacturing capacity in clean tech shows some room for optimism. It indicates that solar and battery manufacturing capacity are now on track to meet the 2030 targets established in the IEA's net zero by 2050 scenario. In a separate announcement, the IEA noted that in 2023, clean tech investment, including renewables, nukes, electric vehicles, and efficiency, will total $1.7 trillion, while about another $1 trillion will be dedicated to coal, gas, and oil. For the first time, solar investments actually outstrip those in oil at $382 billion to $371 billion. Even ExxonMobil has joined the clean tech game, plunking down over $100 million to buy lithium drilling rights on 120,000 acres in Arkansas. What else happened last week? More battery manufacturing news, with Hyundai and LG Energy Solutions committing to joint venture a $4.3 billion 30 gigawatt-hour battery facility in Georgia, capable of supporting about 300,000 EVs annually and starting production by Q4 of 2025. Global energy storage company Powin has selected Florida-based Jabil Incorporated to begin manufacturing its Stack 750 battery storage solution with initial annual capacity of 2 gigawatt hours by year's end and eventual plans to ramp to 4 gigawatt hours. An additive manufacturing battery technology company, Saku, announced it's ready to license its high-energy, high-power density solid-state metal cypress cell chemistry for manufacturing. At 750 plus watt hours per liter, this chemistry packs some punch. But the fact that it can be 3D printed is perhaps the most astonishing part. Industry certification procedures are underway for UN and UL testing. And in the EV charging world, some notable developments also this week. Ford's EV drivers will be able to access about 12,000 Tesla superchargers in the US and Canada next spring at an as-yet announced cost, of course. Existing EVs from Ford will need an adapter, but Ford plans to convert to Tesla's North American charging standard by 2025. This is a different plan than Tesla's initiative to open part of its network, at least 7,500 chargers, to all EVs that was announced by the White House last February. Meanwhile, in China, EV manufacturer and charging company NIO shows maybe you don't have to plug in at all. It now has 1,400 battery swap stations, with a few in Europe, and NIO owners have already swapped batteries over 22 million times, with about 50,000 transactions occurring daily at this point. NIO plans on a total of 2,300 swap stations, mostly in China, by year's end. Modular nuclear reactor developer Oklo plans to build its second and third commercial 15-megawatt reactors on land owned by the Southern Ohio Diversification Initiative, a community reuse organization tasked by the Department of Energy to re-industrialize land in Ohio. It's aiming for commissioning as early as 2028. And finally, carbon capture startups got a big boost last week, with JP Morgan Chase signing agreements worth $200 million to capture and store 800,000 metric tons of CO2. The investment is meant to stimulate the growth of a number of companies in the carbon capture and storage space. And these commitments include a 9-year agreement with Climeworks to deliver 25,000 metric tons equivalent of CO2 through direct air capture carbon removal services, purchase of bio-oil carbon dioxide from Charm Industrial, removing and storing approximately 28,500 metric tons equivalent of CO2 over 5 years, with deliveries already underway. A 15-year contract with CO280 Solutions to purchase as much as 30,000 metric tons of carbon equivalent per year. And JP Morgan also committed $75 million to Frontier, a group of large companies working to accelerate carbon capture efforts by guaranteeing a market demand for CO2 removal. Well, that's all for this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.